to Canada, though.
Yeah.
You're listening to VK Career Conversations with Val. The reason I decided to do this is that we all come from a place of insecurity or just not knowing where we want to go with our career. We'll be consistent. We will feed your soul. We want you to ask questions, gaining information so that you can move forward in your career. Well, all right then. Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing this morning?
Fantastic.
Ready?
Ready to go.
Fanta, y'all are both looking beautiful, just like angels, angelic angels this morning. Well, welcome to oh Lord, welcome to a career conversation. I have, of course, the best co-host a woman can have on a platform talking about business. So I have Dr. Pinkston. She comes with years of experience. We're going to let her tell you a little bit about herself before we get going. And I have Dave Smith. Okay. Day is my day one. I just love throwing that out there. Day one, Day Smith. With that being said, ladies, tell them a little bit about yourself and let's get this conversation. Am I holding myself back going?
I'm ready for this conversation. This is great, Val. Thank you for bringing this up. Very important. So I'm Dr. Marianne Pinkston. I am a family practice physician in San Antonio, Texas. I do have a clinic that I run, but my heart and soul is in education and teaching and speaking. I have a podcast, I have YouTube, and that's where I invite people to go. It's a website, look at more information. But this looking at the youth and our business growth and what we're doing for ourselves and men and women, and this has been a wonderful experience. I'm so thankful for it. So we're here to lay it out and tell people how to live and do things the right way. Make no mistakes like I did or you did. Val.
We hope that they get that. We just want them to enjoy the process.
Absolutely.
Learn from it. There you go. All righty. And Dave, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am a modern mompreneur and a boss businesswoman. I'm accepting that and saying it proudly. I run a productivity strategy business where I help business owners to simplify their processes and be more productive to make more money and have more peace in their business. I am a mom, I am a wife, I am a businesswoman, and I give to other business women who need to have that harmony balance in their life through innovative technology systems and strategies. And happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you. I really am so excited to have this conversation with you, ladies, because you're so transparent and you really have a passion and a need to help others. One of the things that I have in the conversation on am I holding myself back? I think it's not just in your professional career, it starts in your personal life because you never leave her at home. She goes with you wherever you go or him at home. And so I want to really dig into the question, am I holding myself back? Am I holding myself back from the career choice that I made that maybe when I was younger, I wanted to be an entrepreneur or I wanted to go work in IT or I wanted to be a nurse. Or did I do this for my mother? Did I do it for my father? Am I in this field and I really don't like it because I'm doing it for someone else, or am I in it because I really love it and I'm doing it for myself? So, am I holding myself back? What's your thought on that when you heard that title?
I to kind of reference what you were just saying, I'm probably an extremely lucky individual that I knew probably from birth what I wanted to do. I was
Oh,
very
wow.
influenced by family members who had wanted to be in the medical field, and so I've known a very long time. So from get go, I was wanting to be a doctor. I did it, so I have
Oh,
no regrets in that area. My regrets though, and it will fall absolutely in what we're talking about in holding ourselves back. Now, saying that I did, this for myself and this is what I wanted to do, I really have spent my entire life doing things for other people and not for
mhm.
myself. So, and it's not on the professional front. When you said that, do we take ourselves wherever we go from, who we are here at home or whatnot, it's actually kind of the opposite for me. My business self and my profession is who I take with me everywhere I go. And I never
Mm.
get a shot at just being me
Oh, wow.
and letting down and being able to be myself and express my thoughts and feelings and needs and whatnot. I am always on top of everybody else's.
Well, it's so funny you say that. That used to be me, and it was so draining. I mean, I was literally, yes, I was literally feeling like I had to be that person for everyone, where I was never able to turn it off. And then when I switched it, people tend to think, or sometime, and I don't spend a lot of time with that anymore. Oh, it's selfish to choose you first. No, it's a need, it's a necessity that you choose yourself, and I have to walk in who I am. And before we go any further, Day recognized something on our last uh, live we did. Day called me afterwards, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Why?" She said, "I'm just checking on." She sent me a message. "I'm just checking on you." And I said, "Yeah, how do you know?" She said, "Well, just seemed a little off." And I appreciated that, because what she didn't know, and all of you guys that are jumping in here, whoa, all of you all that are jumping in here right now, I am a person that have to walk in exactly who I am. And even though we put masks on, we don't fool anyone that really know us. And so I was really dealing with some heavy stuff that day, personally, with my mother and my sisters. So Day, again, I wanted to publicly tell you thank you for recognizing that I was a little off. There was something going on with me, but you cared enough for me to just double check and check back in. So that's why I say I love you ladies so much. And again, I was holding myself back because I knew I had to do this. I'm dedicated to doing this conversation, but I literally wanted to cry. And I was just in a place of, I was just kind of going through. So,
You
Lord.
pulled it off, Val. You did
Yeah.
not show anybody doesn't know you very well.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much. And again, our emotions, the things that we do, we can hold each other, we can hold ourselves back. And honestly, I didn't want to do it. And I'm so grateful I pushed forward and I did it, because I am committed to all of the people that jump on here every time we go live and they want to be a part of this. So again.
Yeah, it takes a lot to show up on these platforms when life is life, and like you have things going on, but you still have to show up. That's something that I respect for you. And I'm sure Dr. Pinkston, you're the same way. If you're having a bad day, you can't just cancel your slate of patients just because you feel it. You have to push forward. So yeah, that's something we all balance. We have to balance.
Right.
Yeah, and and so let's talk about when you heard this title, Day. What did you think? I got Dr. Pinkston's.
Well, in full transparency, right before we pressed, we were having a conversation because I know for a fact that I prioritize other people, other things in front of me, from my family, my kids especially, but even clients and work, because I feel like I can handle it. I can go a little bit further. I can do a little more before I have to like take a step back. Like I know that my ambitious and my driven personality gets in the way, and I feel like it holds me back from taking care of myself, and also from being okay with resting. I heard someone say rest is my resistance a little bit.
Right.
I feel like I'm always like, well, I could just go a little bit further. I need to get this done. And so I hold myself back for sure.
Can we out her?
Yeah, let's out her.
Because we had a little conversation before we went live here.
Yes, come on, let's out her. And I want you guys in the comments to really give your comments to what Dr. Pinkston is getting ready to tell you, how we're going to out Day.
That's right. So she is taking a little trip. We won't say where. She's got something she needs to go do. And made a comment that, I'm there for this period of time, but there's something I really want to. She's going a long way.
A long way.
Money going a long way.
A lot of money going a long way.
So there's one thing I just really want to do, but, and that feeling, I've got to get back. I can't take that extra time. I can't spend that extra. I can't do that. And Val and I are all over telling you take that day, you do that, you go there. Do not set yourself aside thinking you've got, the things that you have at home to do and need to do and face and whatnot will wait a day or two. They
Yeah.
will wait.
And actually it's and I'm so because hey guys, we really we got on her about this because so she's gonna get on that, she's gonna get on the phone with the airline and she's gonna stretch that extra day.
I do it. And you
We're
should.
gonna hold her accountable for it. But anyway, it's so important that we in our professional careers and in our personal life, we take that time for us. And as I was saying to her, you know, we're no good for anyone when we're all burnt out, we're all emotionally exhausted, we have nothing to give. You're not really doing anything for your company that you're working for, your coworkers. You're not doing anything for your brand if you're completely emotionally empty. So, or for your family, you have to take that time. And so I know my husband loves when I come back home and I'm excited. You know, I'm happy to be home. He's excited about that because I don't have that negative energy of that I'm wore out spirit. So
not that
take
you
the
leave
time.
with, you know, you leave all pensive and everything's on top of you. You go, you extend yourself a little bit. And I tell you what, Dave, you know, when you get to, I'm 54 now, when you get to this point and I look backward and I haven't taken a true vacation. And I think my last real vacation travel somewhere was on my honeymoon in 1998, you know, to Hawaii. That's the last time I've been anywhere and done anything.
Oh, wow.
And that is, you know, I look backwards on that. I want to slap myself silly. Why the heck?
What? There it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, no, I'm telling you now, do not make those mistakes and dedicate yourselves. You're going to look back at one point exhausted and empty. You got it. Good. All right. We got her.
Okay. Well, let's just take this conversation on holding yourself back. Let's talk about it from the workplace. When did you recognize, or have you ever been one that held yourself back, or do you get in your own self way when making decisions or speaking up in the workplace? Anyone can take that.
I'll go for me. For a while, the first half of my corporate career, I know I held myself back out of fear. You know, didn't think I was qualified. Thinking about how people would judge me. I remember there were some management roles that I could have went for, but I didn't because I was thinking I need to win some more awards. I need to do more training. You know, just what will people think? Because I'm young and I'll be managing people much older than me. Those are the things that I said, no, I'll just stay where I'm at because where I was at felt safe. And then I had a friend who was younger than me by a year, and she went for that job. And I remember asking her, like, what made you do it? And she said, I just knew that I would be good at it and it would be good for me. And that really helped me. I saw her excel. She wasn't afraid. She was fearless. And she looked like me. She was young like me, but she really helped me to see that you don't have to have everything look perfect and be perfect to go for something. You can do it scared because she was, you know, she had a rough time, but she
honey, let me tell you, yes.
That was the lesson. So
actually, sometimes when you're afraid, that's when you're walking in that fear, that's probably, in my opinion, it's probably you're going to make some of your best moves because you're at a place of, what do I have to lose? You know, so I'm scared, but I'm going to go for it. That is, at least it was for me. That really helped me a lot. So we have some questions coming in here. Abigail is getting ready to read them out. And of course, she's back. She wasn't here last week.
I know. You guys are talking about a vacation. And I was like, I just got back from one and I definitely needed it. I was getting to kind of like a creative wall at some point where I was like, I was in vacation mode a few days before I left.
Oh gosh, she was. Go ahead and share where you've been.
Yeah. So I went to Europe for like 2 weeks, which was a really long time.
Yes.
Definitely got my fix, a little more than my fix.
Yes.
I went to London, Paris, and Amsterdam. So it was really nice to like explore and see new places. So y'all were talking about vacationing, and that's always been really important to me, to kind of take a break, and because work is going to keep happening. Work's going to keep going whether you're there or not.
It's smart to do that young, because I tell you, I haven't been anywhere. And now I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to build a retirement so that I can travel and go do those things. And I'm telling you, go do those things now.
Go do those things. You're building it for what? What happens if tomorrow you have to stop working?
I'm exhausted.
Somebody else is going to spend your money.
Exactly. And I'm sicker than I was, health is not as great later. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, that is backwards. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No.
Yeah, taking breaks are super duper important.
Okay.
We can get right into those questions. So I do want to read first a couple of comments that we got.
Before we go there, I want to say I think we're hitting at a record high right now. And I don't know if you guys said we're sitting at 1235. I want to say thank you to everyone that is listening, that's tuning in. It's something about what you ladies are bringing to this platform. It's something that we're doing. There is definitely, they want to hear it. And so, hey guys, we don't take you for granted. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Thank you. And put the questions in. There is no question that we won't attempt to answer. So, and we're going to be honest with you. So anything that you need to hear or you would like an answer on, put it out there.
Exactly. Like I said, I want to read a couple of comments just from like the very beginning of the conversation. Darnell Harper said, sometimes we also need a lot of courage to show our true emotion, which is, it is hard to be vulnerable. So
it is. Well, one of the things that, first of all, Darnell, hello, how you doing this morning? Darnell is always on. He is a faithful follower and listener, and I catch him on all platforms. Darnell, I really appreciate you being here. And it really is important that you show your emotions. I think sometimes when we walk around trying to act like we have it all together, again, I always say we're only fooling ourselves. Dave was able to pick right through the mask I was attempting to put up. So again, people see you, you're only fooling yourself. So show yourself, be vulnerable when but let it be in an appropriate way.
In a positive
In a positive way. Vulnerability does not mean that you start you're sitting in a meeting, you just start crying. Right. Vulnerability does not mean that you're angry and you're going off on someone.
Right.
You still have to be a professional and show yourself. So anybody else want to respond on that?
You can say, look, guys, I may not be myself today, having a lot of rough things going on, but I'm here for you. Let's do what we need to do. And because people can read things sometimes, and sometimes they think it's them.
Exactly.
So like, he was mad at me, or I've done something wrong, and it's like, no,
you weren't even you were not even there.
Exactly. I'm observing you, trying to help you, but my brain is over here with something else going on. But yeah, don't internalize it when somebody else is having a rough day, that it's you. But it's important for us as leaders to tell people, hey, I am not up to par today. It's not you. I'm here for you, but it's not you. Just speak.
Well, I think it's also refreshing to your team when you can be open and be vulnerable and be open. And say that again.
And be human.
I love that, because what it does, it says to them that they're in a safe place to come and have a conversation with you. Right. Day, you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I think Brene Brown said, the story you tell yourself. You don't, you haven't, because if, say for example, I saw you last week and I noticed your personality was changed. I could have been like, well, is this something else going on? But just reaching out and saying it or asking helps you to have clarity around what's going on. And so as leaders, it's someone who kind of sets the tone for an environment, right? I feel like it's your responsibility to be vulnerable and be honest. Helps more doing that than holding it in.
Oh my God.
Again, people take it and run with it. The story they tell themselves, like, oh, she's mad at me, or whatever. It just continues to be like a domino effect, so I agree with that.
100%.
And I think sometimes too, because like I'm the type of person that kind of have what they call a RBF. Resting something face.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so like sometimes people will be like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, nothing's wrong. And then it kind of shows you, like, when people are comfortable coming to you and like asking you and like reaching out to you, you can be like, oh, maybe I'm coming across a way that I don't mean to.
Yes.
And you can kind of fix it too in the moment. And be like, okay, maybe I need to fix my attitude or liven up a little bit.
Well, wow, that's good. Next question.
The next question is from Joseph from Facebook. He said, as a mother, when was the most burnout time for you that was holding yourself back? And wait, let me read that again. As a mother, when was the most burnout time for you that was holding yourself back? And was that kind of difficult?
Wow. There's so many moments.
I'll take Dave. Oh, whoever wants to take that first.
Go ahead, Belle.
Well, can you put the question back up? I want to make sure I'm answering the mother burnout. So that's like, that's my reality right now.
As a mother, when are you not,
right?
Back? When are you not burned out and holding yourself back?
I'm really working on that. So pray for me. So I feel like I said before, I definitely put others before me, and that caused me to have burnout. And I've noticed when I do hit that wall, everything gets canceled. Calls, meetings, whatever. I go into. Well, I don't feel good. It feels like I'm letting. Down.
But you're not.
That's not true. You're actually doing the right thing.
Yes, you're literally doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Everything is canceled. I want to have more of a harmonize that a little bit better so I don't hit a wall. Like my husband's always like, don't wait till you hit the wall. Yeah. Have a little bit more of a balance so that you can see when your body is needing a rest or needing a break. So as a mom, that's something I'm working on because I don't want to get to the wall and then cut everybody off. I'd rather space it out so the rest is built in. The rest is there.
Well, but life is going to keep lifing. And so it's going to keep lifing. So you have to first know your body and you have to know your tolerance. And so hitting that wall sometime, I think is a trigger, almost like a light switch telling us, okay, it's time. And for me, my trigger is when I'm starting to forget stuff. It's like, okay, I was supposed, and because I remember everything. And so that's my wall. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's sometimes.
In that question, though, if you think about the word motherhood and burnout, those are the two important pieces of that question. And so in order to be, a good mom provider of anything, you have to avoid burnout. And so what we do, though, is we mother ourselves, mother our families and everybody else to the point of burnout. So if you can flip that around and remember yourself to, not hold yourself back and not do those things you need to do to avoid burnout, so that you can continue to be that good mom and everything else. And so what you're doing, Day, is absolutely the right way to do it. Whereas, Val and I think come from a place where we watched our moms and other women who just put themselves into everything, forgetting themselves, putting themselves behind and burned out, and now had to go through this crisis somewhere. They say midlife crisis, but there's a real, there's a real crisis boundary. There's a real crisis that occurs here. Then we have to relearn how to take care of ourselves. And it's just, it's getting later and later in life. You can't do that. So you're doing it the right aspect.
Yes. I hope we answered that question for him. And next one.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
We have another question from Facebook as well, from James Brewer. James says, did you ever feel selfish for not being able to hold yourself back?
That's a good one.
Okay, you take that one.
All right. So did I ever feel selfish for not being able to hold myself back? So I don't know that I've ever really been in a position up until lately where I guess, being a mom, you have to give certain things and go past your point of abilities sometimes and emotional health in order to keep your children together. I can think of, I'll be very transparent here and give a reason. My daughter has been very sick recently. And, there was a point where I was so involved in my own life through a divorce and a business failure and things like that, where I really kind of disappeared in her formative years and, wasn't really there for her. So now that I'm settled and doing better, I feel like I'm having to make up for all that and really hyper focus and be here for her. And I am not holding anything back for her, making sure that she's going to be okay. And so I look back at that and I do have all those regrets, but at this point, it doesn't matter. I am here. I'm present. I'm doing what I need to do. I feel very good about where I am with her right now. It's very important. You just go through many, many struggles in your life where you're here, you're not, you're here, you're not. And, you're always just doing the best you can. And regret doesn't belong in there anymore. You can't do that to yourself. You just have to communicate and see it for what it is and tell those people you love that I've done the best I can and I'm here for you now. I think that's the only place that I can.
I think there's no better way to put that than what you just did. You nailed it.
Thank you.
I mean,
Good.
unless you have something to add, I have nothing to say.
That guilt, that regret, it's useless and it's false, really, because I think if you are guilty about not showing up, if you're guilty about not being present, you're actually doing a great job. It's just the devil is a lie. Like it's false. It's a lie. It's not real. So let go.
Right. It was tough. What I tell you, it's ongoing, but it is. That's life. Life is ongoing, and so we can't, especially with our children or whatnot, and motherhood. You can't put some of those aside. But there are many places in your life. It's not just children. I think we talk a lot about motherhood and children because that is always the highest priority. But you've got,
you have your spouse, you have your husband, you have your parents, you have a lot of things going on. And I think a lot of times too, as women and wives, mothers, we tend to put our spouses sometime on the back burner because we just know they're supposed to understand. But I don't think that's fair to them, because if the tables were flipped, would you want them to put you on the back burner? So taking time and making time for you is making time for the things that are important. So.
Absolutely.
And John gave some good input on this. John on YouTube said, whenever I watch my mom, I just always think how she can be so hardworking. All mothers have a different kind of energy. Oh. Like there's some moms that are like really, really into being a mom.
Right.
And maybe they don't have, maybe their career isn't as important to them, or they don't even have a career anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But their mom, being a mom is their job.
Being a mom is their job. And I think there's a place in our world for all different types of moms.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. I was looking at something, I think maybe it was the other morning, came on a Good Morning America. And that's this woman writing a book. She has starting this whole platform that's talking about, I'm choosing not to be a mother. Did y'all see that? It's something going on. I'm choosing not to be a mother and it's okay. Basically, she doesn't want to have kids and there's a whole movement on that. Okay. And I'm throwing that in there. What's your thought on that?
It is okay if you do not want to have children. In fact, the way the world, I'm going to be maybe a little negative here. I have a reason for doing this, but I think the world has changed so much. There's so many things that are so difficult. I think we've got so many people who were not raised right, who did not have a good life. There's so many children in foster care, and now that the abortion laws have changed, we don't want to go there. But now that all that has changed,
well, we can go there.
Well, there's going to be so many children out there who do not have a home or a good home or whatnot. And I think that the world has changed so much. I told my children, I said, I want you to really think about something. There are a lot of kids out there who need a good home and good people. And, people are having their little white picket fence and having their kids and aren't, good, aren't ready to be parents and bring others into the world. That's a responsibility.
Actually, and that's why I'm bringing that in on this conversation, because I think that's a responsible decision to make. If you know that you don't have the desire, the mental capacity, or even just wanting to mother children or be a parent, don't do it. Absolutely. Because these kids did not ask to come here. Don't bring them in here and mistreat them. So
I'm okay with that, and that's a personal decision. We cannot.
I can't press on someone else that I wanted children that they should too. So I just thought that was huge.
We do that a lot. We judge people when they don't want to have kids. We judge people when they're married for sure and don't want to have kids. Like, well, why aren't you having kids, or why aren't you having more kids?
Right. And I told them I'm okay with that.
I just don't like it at all, because I feel like they're able to give. Their purpose may not be to mother children. They can be a auntie, a great godmom, or nothing, or have some
exactly.
Right. There's just a lot of people who need
that. I have a question though. Since the topic is what's holding you back,
Mhm.
Does you guys ever think that if you do have a family, that holds you back in your career?
I
Sure.
I think sometime it does
Sure.
because, for instance, I got pregnant with my first child early on, so that completely railroaded my decision early on to go off to school. I made a decision, a conscious decision, a willing decision based off of my own actions, not to have an abortion because at that time abortions was not illegal, and to have my own child and raise my own child. And so, yeah, it did. It took my, however, you get things together as you grow, but yeah, it kind of slowed the process up. It did.
What's great about this day and time though is that we can do a lot online from home. We can be holding the
Yes.
baby and do school, and so you and I did not have that.
Right.
I don't know, flexibility, I guess. When we
Yes.
were a lot younger. So yeah, there have been many, many times where being a mom has held me back, and there's been many times where working and choosing my career over family has held me back from being a good mom.
Right.
So that ultimate balance is definitely, and I go back to John's what he said about many moms have different energies. And I think that, yeah, we do have different kinds of energies. And what it is a flexibility to be able to be present when we need to be present and away when we need to be away.
Right.
And being able to decipher those moments, what's appropriate at that time, is where the true great person comes through, where we're able to really
Correct.
show how wonderful we are. As John says, he watched his mom so hardworking. Evidently, he had a great mom who was
Right.
hardworking and balanced both. That takes a
Yeah.
real talent and
Yes.
wherewithal, to be able to do that. And applause to John's mom. It sounds that
That's off to John's mom. Yes.
We have some comments that contributed to what y'all were just saying, and then we'll go over to the next comment, or I'm sorry, next question. Neville Washington said, yes, women or mothers, they always put their family first on their priority list.
Yes.
Exactly.
We try.
Yeah, we try.
You try to balance it,
We
kind of
try.
like Dr. Pinkston was
Yes.
saying, but ultimately, you're eventually going to retire from your career. You're never going to retire from your family.
There you go. That's a good one.
James from Facebook said, if a woman wants to continue her career along with her motherhood career, it is absolutely fine.
There you go.
You shouldn't have to choose. You should be able to do both.
Both. Yes.
I love hearing a man say
Yes,
that.
it really does feel good when you hear a man say that, because
that's great.
a man can move forward in his career. It's never questioned that he's being selfish because he's working from sun up to sundown. But when a woman is not home to pick the kids up, go do this or go do that, then you're questioning, well, where's your mom?
Hey, I got something that I'm sorry. You know me. If I've got a thought, I'm going to get right in there. And
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry, but this brings up something you saying that, I was the breadwinner, the mother, the everything. So I have had this tremendous amount of guilt for a very long time about having to have somebody who comes in and cleans my home, cooks for my kids, having other people go pick them up from school or take them to an event, or, because there were many, many days and times where I had to relinquish the things that I thought I wanted to, not what I should be doing. That comes into play too. I've always felt those are the things I should be doing, but those are things I wanted to be doing. Yet, of course, I'm a doctor. That's the responsibility I took on as the breadwinner too. And so, there is a very difficult fine line for moms there when you have to hire your help in or have somebody stand in your place to do what you feel. Now, let me take this a step further. In my unique divorce, in my unique situation, we've talked about that before, my ex got remarried, and the woman that he remarried is a beautiful soul. I love her very much. She does a lot of the cooking for my kids, and taking care of them. And even still, they're older. They're 16, 19, 22, that they all live with me. And she does a lot of that, for them. And that has been a real step in my favor. I promise you.
Yes.
I appreciate you for taking care of my children and doing this for me because she tells me, I admire you. You work so hard. I admire you so much for what you do and what you've done and accomplished. And, that seems to be her gift to us and whatnot. That takes a lot to be able to look
that is beautiful. I love that that dynamic is how it should be. They talk about bonus moms, like bonus that's what it is. Like it's beautiful.
It is.
It's funny you say that, because that's kind of the situation that my husband and I we work as a team. Now more so, because I'm moving. I'm doing a lot. It's a lot going on. So he has no problem with supporting the cooking or going to the grocery store. But the compromise for me is because I love a clean house. So he understands I'm going to have somebody that's going to come in there and clean. You just have to find that balance and that thing that works for your family,
right?
That works for your relationship without burning yourself out. Because go ahead.
How do you get past the guilt?
Well, the guilt is just a
Stop
girl. It's all it is. It's just, in my opinion, guys, guilt is something that false perceptions that you've allowed other people to place on you.
Yes.
So I just, I really I felt guilty because I got pregnant, so I couldn't leave with all of my friends going off to college. I felt guilty about when they came home. I felt guilty. And for years, that guilt was a shame. And if I would have listened to all of the naysayers back then, and even as I got older, where would I be at now? So I will not allow someone to imprison me with their false narrative of who I am or who they think I should be.
And that's great. But what if that false narrative is your own voice in your head?
But that voice came from somewhere.
I know. Where?
It's something you heard. Someone did something. You internalized something that someone placed on you.
Yeah.
And you wanted to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's our past women.
Are put in us. And a lot of times they're not even our own thoughts. It's something your mom put in your society.
That's
it. You can recreate what you believe. Like
yeah.
That's it. It's the voices of the past.
Based on your bonus mom, she sees everything that you have done your career. She sees what you probably can't see, and she probably doesn't see that you should be guilty at all because look at what you've done.
Yes.
And so you're seeing it one way, but on the outside, she's like, hats off to you, girl. I'm here to help, Yeah. So
it's great. And I appreciate that. And so I think I've got a little delay on my feed here. So if I keep interrupting you, I think you're done. And then I start speaking. I see you're not. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that.
It's okay. No, it's fine. You want to go to the next question?
Yes. So just to kind of wrap up that conversation about like motherhood and stuff like that, Daniel C. Preston said, that's the most ridiculous thing for me. Many people just want to interfere with others' lives. Who the heck are you to suggest someone to have kids? It's their life, not yours. And that kind of goes into what we were saying earlier about choosing not to be a mother,
right?
For whatever reason.
That's people's rights.
Exactly.
Let's get these questions going.
You want to go to a question?
Yeah, okay. Let's go to a question.
Herman Lane said, what is one of the most regretful moments in your life, guys? I think we can take this anywhere, really. We can talk about career, life.
I think my most regretful moment in my life is probably not checking the teacher that told me, checking the teacher that told me that I probably would not even finish high school. And so I see that I've seen that teacher. He since went on, but sure felt good to go back. He was actually at my father's funeral, and I didn't say anything to him, but that's probably my biggest regret, not checking him. And I'm bringing that up to say that we have to stop labeling people based off of our perception of who we think that person is. And there are a lot of educators out there that are amazing, but we also have to be careful with what our kids bring home. We need to talk to our kids, find out what that conversation is like with that teacher, and find out what that relationship, because you never know what somebody is depositing in your child. So
That's right. Oh my goodness.
that's my biggest regret, not checking him. So that's that fire in me today.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And I guess
Are you see where you are? So you didn't have to tell him. He probably has seen you.
He
and seen
heard.
what you done.
oh, he saw. Oh, he knows. Oh,
He knows.
He knows. He knows. Good. You showed
Say
him.
something.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to say anything in the moment, and probably it's more appropriate in a way as, you
Yeah.
know, respect to your elder
Elder.
authority or
Mhm.
whatnot. But the true value of it is coming through and showing them that they're
Yeah.
wrong.
100%.
You know, if you engage in their negativity on you and you say something back, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, la la
Yeah,
la.
you spend more unnecessary energy on
It
feeding
is.
their.
It is. Just
Yeah.
let. It's like, but you're probably as your young self were unable to recognize that is a negative energy that just needs
Oh,
to bounce
God.
off you. You
At 13, 14 years
Oh, yeah.
old, of
Oh, yeah.
course, you don't know. You don't know how to handle that. You just want to go and
Yeah.
they don't know what you're fighting to get up and go every
That's
day
right.
just to get into school, to go to class. So, yeah. Next one.
That's all the comments we have for now. I kind of wanted to say something.
Actually, there is Lauren Gray from Facebook.
She was talking about, this was when we were talking about like motherhood.
I think
and
Brother
your spouse.
Carter.
She
and
said,
Valerie.
I think Brother Carter and Valerie are the most sweetest couple that I've ever seen. How they support each other in every step of their life is amazing.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. He is, I can tell you 100%, he is my rock. And he
Yeah.
definitely supports me. And maybe I don't say it enough, but I do. He's amazing. And I couldn't do all the things that I want to do in life that God has afforded me to do without having such a supportive mate. So
You're
thank you.
lucky. You are
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys
I
are
wanted to-
really. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Go
I was
ahead.
going to
Dave.
touch on the question I regret, and I don't mean to sound philosophical or anything, but
No.
when I was thinking about the regret, it was hard for me to choose something because I honestly believe that even the things that I didn't do right or I should have done differently, had I done it differently, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That's right.
So-
There you go.
Like, okay, I could have did this. I mean, I have things I wish I would have done, but at the same time, what would that have changed? You know, I'm very
Nothing.
happy where I am now. So if
Right.
I would have done it differently, perhaps it would have changed the trajectory or made
Sure.
relationships differently. And so I encourage people to not live in you can wish something, but I encourage people not to live in the regret or the guilt, because like Ms. Val said, that's a false made up reality. Guilt is really something that you can't do anything about. It doesn't determine where you are now or your future.
You know what?
So
I think-
maybe train yourself to say, I don't want to even think about that. I'm here now for a reason, and let's
There
move
you go.
forward.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
a delay again. I'm sorry. So, you know, the regret though is, I think, a feature of something that you are uncomfortable with yourself, that you just need to understand better and resolve. It's not something to look back and hold and carry, and it's something for you. It's a sign. That sign of discomfort is a sign of something within you you have not resolved, that you just need to stare down in the face and reason out and make it something tangible and real that is, you know, that is something you can resolve and move on from, and you can do it. Regret is
And you really can't spend so much time sitting in it.
right.
You got to, because you're allowing, again, those thoughts, those people's opinion, all of that stuff, it's like a weight. You just can't sit in it. You got to let it go.
You got it.
You got to let it go. You said you wanted to say something, Abigail?
Yes, when they were talking about when Lauren had said something about you and Brother Carter, it's funny because I do really look to you guys as like an example of what a healthy relationship should look like.
Oh, wow.
My parents didn't express that, and I never like had an example. And it was funny, the other day I was in therapy, and I was talking about my relationship and kind of how I'm like trying to deal with like some attachment issues and stuff like that. And she asked me a question, and she goes, well, why do you think this thing is like healthy? Why is this something that you want? And she asked me if I had any examples of people, not in movies, but in real life, that expressed what I was like talking about. And it was basically what I was saying was like just true partnership and having someone's back and like really fighting with someone through everything. And I literally said, well, my boss and her husband.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great.
That is so sweet. Thank you so much,
Of
Abigail.
course, Miss
Thank
Carter.
you, thank you, thank you. Well, y'all, look at this time. Oh, God. I can't believe that we've already skipped through almost the show. I do want to say something, and I want you guys to as well. But Dorothy Parks just joined us. And if you can put her comment up. And I think this is for us. You see what she said here? I want to.
Oh, wow.
If you can go ahead and read that
she
out.
said, it's my first time on the show, and I'm surprised at how good the show is.
Dorothy Parks, thank you so much. And this is to everybody. I want you guys to know we really do want to pour into people. We want to give you that sense of you can do it. Whether you're male or female, there is no reason in this day and age that you're not living out your life to the fullest. Not based on how somebody else see you or what they think of you. We want to encourage you to just don't hold yourself back. Just go do it. Ladies, what would you like to say to Dorothy Parks, who just joined in, or any of the people that are on the platform today?
There's a lot of great people who have come on, and I can't believe we've blown up to the 1,200 mark there. That is amazing. I'm so thankful for that. You never imagine anybody wants to sit around and listen to anything you have to say, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. All of these experiences, and Dorothy, welcome in. All these, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people, that are joining for the first time. We're so thankful for that. But, there's a lot of experience in these three little blocks up here, and a lot of different perspectives, ages, experiences, and things like that. There's so many people out there. It's just nice to kind of, especially like I mentioned, how negative this world can be or whatnot. It's nice to sit in a positive area and then try to share that. This is more of a community. This is not more of a, we're sitting here trying to direct anything to anybody or take over the airways of any kind. I mean, this is really a community that has been, the Val has tried to form, and it's done very successfully. So we do appreciate all of you very, very much, and happy to have been a positive part of your day and week. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And my calendar, I'm planning for 2024, right? So I do quarterly, and I put in the staples in my business, right? Or my life. And every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, I'm going to be here on the VK career conversation. And I'm just grateful that Val asked me to be on this platform. And I'm grateful for everyone who joins, because I wish I had something like this when I was, in my 20s and I'm still trying to figure it out. But I love that this is here, and I learned from these two ladies as well, like you guys are, because they've been where I'm going. They've been where I am. And so I'm just grateful for the platform, because you can tune in. It's so accessible. We keep it real. The topics are on point. And I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to be here and share my little 2 cents here and there.
Does Day not realize we learned from her?
That's what I was getting ready to say. Hey, I just believe that there is never a mistake made. There is something we can learn from everyone. That's why I'm real big on a conversation. The only thing that holds us back is when we're unwilling to sit down and have a conversation and get a different perspective from someone else. You don't know it all. And if you just live on the inside of your head, you're only hurting yourself, but I think Abigail has something to share that's going on in my world.
Yes. So
no.
Oh, whoopsie. Sorry.
She put the wrong one.
My bad. Sorry. So I did want to let you guys know that.
Wait. I'm not going to let Dr. Pinkston get away with you. I'm pregnant.
Now, that's the big news,
Oh, God, no.
No. Don't you have, 5 kids? That's enough.
5 grown kids and 9 grandbabies, and I'm 59. If I'm pregnant, somebody's paying me.
You got enough going on. You got 5
reason we can't have a little humor.
I know. I love it, though. I love it.
It took me a second to pull up the video. That's why some things looked crazy on the screen. But Miss Carter has recently entered into New Beauty Magazine's Fab Over 40 competition. Voting started on Monday, and the first round ends on October 19th. The whole competition ends in December, but we want her to go all the way to December.
And the 19th is my wedding anniversary. I cannot get kicked out on my anniversary. So we're going. So everyone that's in here listening in, do you have that? Can you put it up? She's going to put something up.
A video up for
She's going to put a video up real quick for everybody to see before we go out of here. And I need you guys to vote, support, love, because it's $40,000. But I want to say this, $40,000 of it is not going in. All of it is going into my pockets. I also have a nonprofit where I service people with disabilities. I'm going to take $10,000 of it and put toward that nonprofit to service the people with disability. I believe that where much is given, much is required. So if I'm being blessed, I want to bless someone else. And then me and my husband are going to take a little something and just take some time away. So go ahead and check this out.
If you know anything about Valerie, then you know she doesn't like to sit still for very long. So when an opportunity presented itself, she went for it. Valerie is now entered in New Beauty Magazine's Fab Over 40 competition. The winner will receive a glamorous 2-page spread in New Beauty Magazine, $40,000, and a dream spa vacation. Voting begins on October 9th, so help us win. No one is more fun, fierce, or fabulous than Valerie, so be sure to vote for her.
All righty, y'all. I know.
Over 40 than Val. Like, I don't know nobody else that fits there.
I love you guys. When this opportunity came, I'm not gonna lie. I started texting my kids and my husband. I said, "What did my friends? What do you think?" They're like, "Go for it." And I'm like, I got in my own head, so I'm not in my head anymore. I am walking. I am enjoying it. I'm walking it. Oh, I'm telling you, my competitive nature is there. So I need the support, and thank you guys so much.
And I'm going to put up really quick a QR code that you guys can scan to vote for Valerie. I'll also be putting, you can go on lvwithval.com, and it's right there at the top. It'll take you to that voting link right there.
So scan. Put it back up for 1 second.
Put it back up.
Put it back up. Let them scan it. Come on, guys, get your phones, do what you got to do, scan, vote. All righty then. Well, it's time to wrap this thing up. I know that was a little cheesy,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's good.
but I had to just let you guys know we 3 women here. We keep it moving. We have a lot of things going on. And I do believe that as a business, as professionals, you can do more than one thing. So it's just how you do it. So with that being said, I want to say thank you. I enjoyed this conversation. Am I holding myself back? As you can see, I have moved out of that seat. I am no longer going to hold myself back. I'm going to say today to everyone that is on here, choose yourself. When you choose yourself, you're not holding yourself back, and you're betting on yourself. What better person to vote or bet on is other than yourself? So choose yourself. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Pinkston. And today, if you guys leave your last comments.
Sure. Can we talk about Saturday for just a second?
Oh, yeah. Come on with it now. Okay, come on. Oh, wait. Let me tell y'all something. See how they get me together? So Dr. Pinkston is going to be on my radio show, LV with the Val Radio. She will be driving into town. So, you guys normally see her virtual here, her and Day. She will actually be in the studio with me and my husband on the Love and Victory show with Val. So I'm excited about that. Please tune in. That's every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Right.
Dr. Pinkston, can't wait till you get here.
Yep. Good looking forward. We'll head that way on Friday, but yes. And so as far as holding yourself back, I think you said it perfectly, Val. And I'm just going to add to it then that when you choose yourself, you really are choosing others. And it is, I think we mentioned regret previously. I think one of my biggest regrets is looking for approval in everybody else and trying to meet everybody else's standards when really I'm okay. And I do meet people's standards. I need to meet my own standards. And that if I put myself first, I'm going to be in much better shape to take care of everybody that I do need to take care of. Because I would never choose ever choose not to handle and take care of the people that I love and honor. But I do a disservice if I hold myself back and don't take care of me. So, just know that for all of you guys who are younger than 54 or whatever, just
there you go.
Go on that vacation and take that extra day. And
anybody that is younger than 59, keep going. Go. Actually, it's so funny you said it, and I'm going to let you, Day. I was just telling Abigail this time last year and every year, my husband and I are usually gone on vacation because it's his birthday on the 18th and our anniversary on the 19th. And I'm like, I'm not going nowhere this year. So Abigail had to remind me. What did you say, Abigail?
I was like, didn't you just go to Jamaica like a couple months ago?
She all in my business. But anyway, so Day, go ahead and leave the people with something.
Yes, it's kind of piggybacking on what Dr. Pinkston said. You never know who is waiting for you to go all in on something. Write a book, to take that promotion, to start a business, to start a family, your kids, you know who's waiting on you to show up fully in this world. So holding yourself back is a selfish act when you think about it. You have something beautiful, wonderful, amazing, unique to give. So don't hold yourself back. Take that tiny step or that big leap to do whatever you feel like you need to do next. That would be my.
I just wrote that down. You never know who is waiting on you to break out.
Yes. And Day, I want you'll be gone. You're leaving us this weekend. So we can't even go have our girls' lunch on Friday, dinner on Friday night. But I want you to just really take in every moment. Enjoy yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Take time while you're traveling and working for you. I want you to do 3 things that you want to do for yourself on this trip. And then when you come back in, we're going to talk about those 3 things that you did for yourself. That's going to be our conversation that you absolutely are happy that you did. Just do 3 things for you, not for your husband, not for the children, not for the business, not for what you're there for you.
Right.
Okay. I receive it. Thank you so much.
And to all of our amazing followers, we thank you, and subscribers. Again, continue to subscribe, continue to follow, tell your friends, share, like. We love you guys so much. Without you, we will be nothing. We would just be 3 women up here saying nothing. But because you guys give us a platform to really try and help others. So we love you. And until next time.